Commercial. Welcome to the SharkPreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Green. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Green is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Do you want to become insanely successful? Do you want to be the go-to guru in your industry? Do you want to be talked about for all the right reasons? For over 40 years, Kevin Harrington has helped people just like you become significant influencers. Now he's broken the process down in the Key Person of Influence roadmap, and it's yours for free. Just text KPI to him at 727-888-2100. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free step-by-step guide. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 to get the recognition you deserve and experience the success as the go-to voice everyone listens to in your industry today. Welcome to the SharkPreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Green. With me, as always, is the inventor of the infomercial and the original shark on the hit TV show Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington. Kevin, thanks so much for joining us.
Seth, great to be here. Let's get rolling.
All right. Our special guest today is David Lee Jensen of davidleejensen.com. He is a multiple best-selling author. After quitting his day job as president of the company, he grew to over $2.5 billion. He has launched 3 successful startups. He is now a Fortune 50 speaker. He has been on ABC, NBC, Fox, ESPN, the LA Times, Boston Globe, Miami Herald, literally everywhere. David, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Seth, and you too, Kevin. Great to see you both today.
Impressive background. I love the billions. When I hear billions with a B, congratulations on that. Tell me how that came about.
You know, that was $2.5 billion in client sales. It was a merchant services company where I went in as president and we grew it from 250 million to 2.5 billion. And of that, we make like 0.0005%, but that's still tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, nice. Fantastic.
All right, so you are now, after leaving that company and starting multiple startups, you are now a best-selling author and a speaker and known as the hiring expert. Tell us a little bit about the 911 call that changed everything.
The 911 call that changed everything was when I was a child. My mother had remarried to a stepfather who was very abusive. And there was a point that I had to dial 911. I had to make a decision that even though it meant that there was going to be probably further terror in my life, that I had to become cause over my life. And I had to make a decision to defend my mom, who was really, you know, the closest person to me in the world. But what it opened up for me was later, and in fact, not until I was 40, did I sit down and really write the story. It was the first time my wife of 27 years had heard the story. And it was just being willing to look at what went wrong there. Why did she choose that person? How did that change the trajectory of her life? And by deciding to intervene in that situation, how did it change the trajectory of my life? Which then led to all of these other questions about choosing people and how choosing the people in your life and your business can change the trajectory of your future.
All right, can I get you to look just right where you're looking right now? Keep looking there. That's where we can see you.
Oh, cool. I didn't know if it was videoed interview or just
right,
recorded.
So now you're looking at us. All right. So tell us a little bit about the hiring company and how you're helping businesses of all sizes make sure they choose the right people.
Great. So we have a company called the Hiring Academy. And what it is it's an online virtual training which helps business owners and entrepreneurs choose the right people the first time and every time.
Wow. So obviously the cost of hiring the wrong people is incredibly expensive, not only in the damage they could do to the company, but training and delaying and getting the right people. What are some of the mistakes we make as business owners in terms of identifying the wrong people?
I think the first and biggest mistake is that there's a lack of diligence. Business owners get desperate. They hire the first person who's got a big smile and gives them a great handshake. and they just want to patch a hole really fast. Whereas I really advise business owners, look, your business you spend more time on than you do in your own home. And you probably wouldn't give the front door key of your home to just the first guy who's got a big smile and a handshake. So you want to make sure that there's some diligence in the process, that you do multiple interviews, that you call people back, that you check references. If it's going to be somebody who's senior in your company, take them out for dinner, do something to really find out. I'm sure, Kevin had the same thing. He's nodding his head when you're investing in a company. It's not just a one conversation elevator pitch. It's a whole process of really getting to know that individual.
One of the things that I learned when I was a young entrepreneur, I remember I was hiring a CFO, and I wanted to hire a CFO that I could afford at that particular time, which wasn't a lot of money, right? Okay, so my accountant said, no, where is your business going? You need a CFO to be able to take you there and understand what it's like to get to the next level. So we ended up making a mistake, hiring somebody that we could afford. He couldn't get us to the next level, cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars in mistakes that he made because he was inexperienced. I should have just paid the extra 40 grand a year, to buy the right guy. And so that's what we ended up doing, is hiring the right guy. And, it was 40 grand more, but it would have saved me a lot of money in the long run. So learned a lot.
Absolutely.
Getting the
totally
wrong
agree.
folks, right?
And you'd be surprised because we have some Domino's franchises and we have some McDonald's franchises or whatever. And you go, oh, well, it's $7.50 an hour or whatever they're paying minimum wage. No way. The costs of adding them to your insurance, having workers' comp, COBRA plans, all of these things, it adds up to like Domino's drivers, just a driver, it's like $15,000 a hire for them and they have
training, all
rotation,
of it,
right?
Sure.
Yeah, so it is a big deal making sure that you get the right people.
So what kind of clients do you have?
We have franchise holders. We have, we have some, Fortune 50 companies as well. Anybody who wants to put in a specific process. And in our online course platform, we have like a 38-page downloadable worksheet or workbook where they go through, they watch a video that talks about, say, reference checking. And I say, make sure you ask these questions. So then they can write down their own questions that are particular to their industry or background.
Nice.
And at the end of it, now they have a hiring manual for their area.
Beautiful.
It's all customized.
Have you been is franchising a good part of your business because you get a good client and you get continuity then with that client?
Most definitely, because franchises are the best because they have processes in place for everything from how many slices of meat you put on a sandwich to, with Jamba Juice, how many squirts of, whatever the sweetener is or what have you. And they don't always have a codified process for hiring, and they don't put that out to their franchise holders. So Joe Blow goes out to open a new store because he sees a great location in a strip mall and he pays his licensing fee and he gets all the instruction on his signage and on his counter and on his oven and all of these things, but he doesn't get any instruction on how to choose the right people to run his business. Right. And literally, I could say with true experience that probably 99 out of 100 franchise owners are working every day inside the business, taking pizza orders themselves. Right. And that's just ridiculous. That's no way to run a business.
Right.
Absolutely. All right. So tell us, you've given we know your time is valuable. Let's just talk about one example of a company that you're working with currently and where they were, what the mess they had was. If you don't want to name names, you don't have to, before they hired you, and how it's now been cleaned up and what their business looks like now.
I've got a really terrific example of that because I just got an email yesterday from a guy who runs a medical billing and medical services company. They put in-home healthcare, providers. And last year he had a debacle of needing to really expand quickly. So we started the hiring process and he had people turning over really quickly. And then when finishing the courses, he had like over 110% growth last year. And so he just had sent me an email saying our growth was unprecedented last year. And it was because we were able to retain personnel rather than continue to go through the hiring and training process.
How do you get new clients?
I get, ClickFunnels, different, online marketing and what have you.
Gotcha.
And then I do a lot of speaking engagements. So when I'm on stage talking about the hiring process, then I meet clients and referral business.
You're building your brand, which is bringing in new customers, creating content, a lot of the kind of the new media opportunities that are out there today.
Absolutely.
Has LinkedIn worked for you too?
LinkedIn, I'm just getting into that whole super, marketing thing they have in the background. I've got LinkedIn Pro, what have you.
Right.
And I do see some reaches, and I see that they're really actually high quality people. So I'm looking forward to having more success with that this year. Good. In previous years, it's been Facebook, and now we're expanding on Instagram for our live events. I found Instagram to be really great. But LinkedIn's where the professional contacts come from.
If you're trying to get to the business owner or HR director or something like that, we found a lot more success B2B on the LinkedIn side, but we can talk about that offline. Tell us real quick before I know you've got to go. Tell us a little bit about the 2 best-selling books.
The Naked Interview, Hiring Without Regret, was released in 2011. And actually, Kevin, that was my first time meeting you. Brendan Bouchard's Experts Academy, or World's Greatest Speaker. You were there.
That. Yes.
There you go. And I released the book that year. I was wet behind the ears as an entrepreneur, and that's where it all really started. And I've never punched a clock for anyone else ever since, and continue to just have success because it's such a huge ruin for business owners of how do I hire the right people. So the Naked Interview, Hiring Without Regret was the first, and it launched to Amazon #1. And then recently I wrote a book called Hire Me or Else. And that's how to land a job you love. It's interviewing from the other side of the desk to help our transitioning military and college students who are coming out and often finding that their degree isn't worth the paper it's printed on. So we really are out to help them with the same tools we use to help the business owners so that they can become a good fit.
Awesome. We greatly appreciate your time. We know it's incredibly valuable. For our folks who want to learn more about the Hiring Academy, where should they go?
They should go to hiringacademy.com.
All right.
Hey, buddy. Good seeing you. It's been 9 years. See you sooner next time. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks, Kevin. I really appreciate it. Take care, Seth. Have a good day.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.